Hey guys, just wanted to show a issue that I ran into in the live stream. I see a lot of people commenting on the floor holes for conveyors being bugged, and I don't know if it's common knowledge yet, but what I've found is it appears to only be conveyor holes that are going through 1 meter foundations. So I just completely randomly stumbled across this while I was working, because I pretty much exclusively build everything in my factory with the 2 meter foundations. And for whatever reason, I wanted to make this roof for the conveyor belt 1 meter. So I was bringing all my rubber and plastic in via drones, and I was running conveyor holes to the roof. And when I was looking at the throughput, I noticed that it didn't look like it was actually 1200. So we did some testing on the live stream and found out that it is indeed conveyor holes that go through 1 meter foundations. So this is just a little test to show. I have 4 identical setups here, and it's just these storage buffers are just, so they're all, these top ones are all just loaded with concrete, so that way it just loops. So it goes down into this storage, up, and loops, and it just loops around, and it's in and out of itself. So I have one setup that goes through a conveyor hole through a 4 meter foundation, one going through a conveyor hole through a 2 meter foundation, one going through a 1 meter foundation, one not going through a conveyor hole at all. And then this just shows that it does compound. So I have this one going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 floor holes. It is not linear that it compounds, but it does definitely compound the more that you go through. So it doesn't just limit it to like 1150 instead of 1200. Every time you do a floor hole in a 1 meter foundation, it like cannibalizes the speed of the line. So to show this, I'll just put a stack of concrete in here. So what you would expect to see is exactly this. It would just be 500 staying in here, because 500 is or 1200 per minute is coming in, 1200 per minute is leaving. So that's exactly what I would expect to see. So that's the 4 meter. Do the same thing with the 2 meter foundations. Exactly the same. If I go and look at the no floor hole, staying around the 500, fluctuating there. Now even on this one here, where I have a whole bunch of conveyor lifts, no floor holes though, again it just stays at the 500. Instantly you will notice when you do the 1 meter foundation though, when I put this 500 in here, it's going to instantly just start draining. So 1200 per minute is leaving, but this lift is pulling, and it's reducing it by, we ran some tests, and over the course of a minute it lost about 50 items. So it's really only transferring like 1150 items instead of the 1250 items. And yeah, so it'll constantly go down. Now again, if this makes it even worse, so if I put the 500 in, you'll see it just plummets. So it's not even close to the 1200 per minute. Now again, I see lots of people talking about the floor holes being bugged, but it's not really all floor holes. It's just floor holes that go through 1 meter foundations. I did test this because, I mean, my save is a very large save. My file size at this time is around 50 megabytes, so it's a very large factory. Things are lagging a little bit, so it's kind of the worst case scenario. But I did also run it on my current save when I only had about 150 hours into it, where it's way smaller, and I saw the exact same thing. Granted, the drain rate was was not this severe, but it was definitely draining and still also not passing the 1200 through the 1 meter foundation. Again, the other ones seem to all work fine, but it is just the 1 meter ones that does not work. Because like I said, this one's 500, this one's 500, this one's lost a couple. Now you would expect to see that Again, on my save, it's a big save, so things are lagging. So these are all full belts of concrete. Every once in a while you see a small gap and stuff like that. So I would almost expect that over time this number might drop below 500 very slowly. But I mean, as you can see, we've already almost lost 250 stack worth of concrete. So just a PSA. If you're building with 1 meter foundations, I would strongly suggest not to build with 1 meter foundations. But if you do, 100% do not do a floor hole in the 1 meter foundation. I also did test this with Mark 5 belts, and it also reduces the speed of Mark 5 belts. So they do not do the 780. They are reduced as well, and they also slow things down. So just wanted to put this quick PSA out, and yeah. So thanks for watching. I'll probably put out a video later on this factory here. This is just a heavy modular frame. It's producing 600 heavy modular frames per minute, not using any sloops or anything like that. So probably put that out in the next couple days, but I wanted to get this out just so everybody could be aware of it and yeah, work around it, because lots of people are complaining about Mark 6 belt throughput. I haven't had any issue with Mark 6 belt throughput, but this is definitely possibly what people are encountering, and it's not just or it's not all floor holes, just the 1 meter floor holes. So thanks for watching, and yeah, come hang out in the live stream. Then yeah, take it easy, guys.